Good morning, YouTube. My name is Nicola Dickens. This is Free My Cure. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. Let's move on with this today. So today we are reviewing, excuse me, Northern Lights. Let me get this shared out. I am waiting for the day that the lady around here that has been harassing me because she likes to drive on private property, I'm waiting for her to come back. She decided she wanted to come and yell at me yesterday because we supposedly did something illegal by putting a fence up on, well, our neighbors actually put the fence up on their property, which is completely legal. She just got pissed off and decided she wanted to be a bitch and knocked on my door yesterday, and I told her, I'm like, you got about 3 seconds to get off my land. Otherwise, I'm calling the police and we'll find out how illegal it is because that's private property. So hopefully, we will have a better day today. Let's see how, almost done. So today I am doing 2 reviews. We are going to review Northern Lights flower as well as a concentrate strain. I haven't picked out which strain we're going to do today, so hold on with me and I will be back once this feed is over and we will figure out which we're doing and get that posted for you guys. Sorry. Sharing takes the longest part of the whole freaking video. Okay, let's do this. Oops. Hey, Angie Fletcher. Good morning, Miranda-Lynn. How you doing, sweetie pie? I love Northern Lights, too. I know. How is my pain level today? I've been fighting to keep mine in check. What a horrible day. Yeah, let's see. I have actually already been smoking. If you'll watch on some of my social media, I went ahead and did all of this setup on a time lapse. And while I was doing the time lapse, I smoked here and there. Well, I fell off my little tree stump, so that was funny. So yeah, it'll be a good one. So today we are reviewing Northern Lights. Look at this beautiful little bud. The colors in this bud are absolutely amazing. There are purples, pinks, greens, marigold. I mean, the colors are just phenomenal. If you guys can see that. See if I can cover myself and get you guys. So that's what we are reviewing today. Oh, my pain level, I'm at about an 8.5 today. I have already smoked a little bit, but I was really uncomfortable. Getting up and down from this position today really hurts. My bladder keeps spasming into it, so I don't know what the hell is going on with my bladder right now, but it is absolutely pissed. So let's go ahead and taste Northern Lights. As we all know, we've done Northern Lights before. I just absolutely love Northern Lights. I love this Caregiver. It's an all-natural organic feed that they give it. It's a beautiful, beautiful plant. I guess that's one way to clear it. And one of the things I really love about this Caregiver is this particular Caregiver, they experiment with some of the cooler things on their cultivation side, like playing classical music for the plants, which really helps with the growth, and I mean, it really helps strengthen that. And I'm not exactly sure why, but before they moved grow sites, when you walked in the door, you could see all the way around where that front door was and that front window, where all the grass was just perfectly green and beautiful, and further down, brown and yucky and dying. The music really, really does help. They also experiment with temperatures, so they drop the temperatures down to get these beautiful colors. And that's what I mean by experimenting. They don't go and buy all this crap to put into their weed to make it bigger, to make it stronger or anything like that, so it stays completely organic, which is what I like. You can't taste, I know this doesn't sound bad. When I smoke this, I don't smoke a lot of chemicals. You don't have a chemical taste to it. I have been to dispensaries all over Arizona that when you do smoke certain types of their cannabis, you have a really strong chemical taste, like they're not fleshing their weed well enough. So I always talk about fleshing. Always flesh your weed. Get it good and clean, because it's that last couple of weeks that gets all of that out of there, that taste out of there, and actually helps build it and make it taste a lot better. So I am also an experimenter. I experiment with the different pot plants. I will stress it out just to see if I can get it to build back stronger. I like to play with CBD plants and hemp plants. That way I don't get into trouble. I have played with THC plants in the past, and I don't have too many problems with them. I just always recommend staying more on the organic side, especially for what we do, because if you're not, those carcinogen levels are going to be really, really high. And it's those carcinogens that cause cancer, guys. So that's why I say my next plant that I'll actually be harvesting, I will send an ounce of it out to be lab tested before we smoke it at all, or before I make RSO out of it. My goal is to be able to turn each plant into RSO and then sponsor a cancer patient, an epileptic patient, or some type of medical marijuana patient once a month with anywhere from 50 to 100 grams of RSO. So that is this year's goal. That is what we're building up for this year, is so that we can help produce and cultivate some of these plants to help other people like us out there that don't have the money to be able to do this. And this is a big deal right now, is because I've gotten into many, many debates with other cultivators on making Rick Simpson oil. When I make Rick Simpson oil, I make Rick Simpson oil out of the bud, period. I try to use as high indica-based plants as possible. That way you can get a higher, stronger dose of that medicine. But what I want to do is I want to start sponsoring a patient once a month and helping them get onto this path. There are some requirements that I'm going to have to ask that you provide. If you are living in a state that is a medical marijuana state, please make sure you register, because that is a big deal to me. Legal marijuana is a huge thing. This is our right to be able to have. I am thankful that our legislature and our House and our Senate are actually recognizing this as a valid form of treatment. So now I want to start stepping out of this bound a little bit and helping. I haven't decided when I'm going to start this yet. It probably won't be until about March. We will probably pick our first patient in March to be able to sponsor. You won't be able to get it twice, so I apologize for that. But every month there will be a new patient for sponsorship. And you will get anywhere from 50 grams to 100 grams of pure Rick Simpson oil. So that is what I'm proposing for 2019. I want to see everybody get better. I want to see this country grow with what we have. And I believe that we can do that. I believe that we can set everything aside. And as you know, the late rapper Tupac said, give everybody a blunt and everybody get along for an hour. So let's just do it. So we are going to move into this Northern Lights review. As you guys know, one of the first things I do is I'm going to rip part of this apart, and I'm just going to eat it. The colors are amazing. Sorry guys, I did see your comments. I was just trying not to interrupt because I forget. Sorry. have actually cloned a plant. I've actually cloned several plants. I have a clone going right now. I have actually, I don't know, invented my own little cloning system. I don't use a cloner like most people do. What I do is I will start it out in a Ziploc baggie. And then it moves to a pot with a dome on it to help it to survive. So yes, I do clone. I do know how to clone. It's actually not as hard as you think. I have about a 90% success rate. I think in the whole time I've been cloning, I've only lost 2 clones. So that's really good for me. But yeah, I have cloned. It's actually really not that difficult as long as you have the stuff. You don't have to have a cloning machine. You don't have to have any of those things. As long as you have dirt, a Ziploc baggie, a big Ziploc baggie, your food, and water, and sunlight. That's really all you need in cloning gel. So yeah. Okay. I would love to see Blue Dream and Girl Scout cookie. Okay. I will get a hold of those for you. However, I believe if you look through some of my playlists, I have reviewed both of those before. So I do have them. I could be wrong. It may just be in flour form or just concentrate. I have found that sometimes it's really hard to find it in, you know, like a flour, concentrate, a crumble, because I wanted to get it a few different ways so that I could show the differences in the different products, but we haven't been able to find it. So let's just go ahead and take a hit. So good. Okay, let's talk about this beauty. Northern Lights, she's a very well-known strain. And honestly, I don't think I've met anybody that hasn't liked Northern Lights at this point. That and Gorilla Glue number 4. For some reason, people love that one too. And I do too, so I can't say for some reason. It's got a great taste, it's great effects. Oh, you want them cloned together? Okay. I would have to get a hold of a couple of seeds to be able to clone them together. Because when you're doing a strain like that, or when I do a strain like that, I don't like to do it from clones. I prefer to have 2 seeds and then clone them together once they've grown. So you basically have 2 going, you know, the 2 different types, and then I'm going to clone them into one. So that's how I've done it. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it done or how you've seen it done, but that's how I've done it in the past. It's very time consuming. It really, really is time consuming. It takes, I want to say mine took about 8 months from start to finish. From the time that I started planting the seeds to the time that I completely cloned it and had it actually working on its own. I want to say it took about 9 months. So, and I ended up turning her into a mother, and she stayed back at one of the dispensaries that I worked at, or that I helped with. Yeah, so that's basically how I would do it. You need the seeds to start with, then you would clone them and splice them together. And then basically you're going to want to take a whole other clone off that clone, and that would start it. You can hermaphrodite it to get the seeds. I have never hermaphrodited a plant, so I know how to do it, but I've never done it. So, okay, Northern Lights is an indica. She comes from the original Afghani landrace strains. This is from High Integrity Caregivers. The THC ranges between 16 and 21%. Obviously, we did flower. So, in total here, we're looking at greens, purples, golds. You have a really earthy, woody, spicy, sweet taste. So, few strains comes with as much fame as Northern Lights. It is one of the most popular strains of all time. This strain has powerful body effects with an upbeat mix of euphoria and physical relaxation. The effects are relaxed, happy, sleepy, euphoric, and hungry. Medicinally, stress, pain, insomnia, depression, cancer, bipolar disorder, inflammation, anxiety, PTSD, and migraines. So this one hits a bunch of those medicinal areas. If you're in those, it works great. The negatives on this: dry mouth, dry eyes, paranoia, and sometimes you get a headache. This one, Northern Lights, would be what I would consider a migraine triggering strain. However, in saying that, I have personally never had Northern Lights trigger a migraine for me. So for that, I can say, yeah, I've known people and I've heard of people that it has caused a little bit of a headache before they passed out, but by the time they woke up, they were fine. So it just depends on how triggering your migraines are or can be at times. So let's just go ahead and finish this beauty off. So I'm going to have another review right after this. We're going to do some concentrate. We picked up from Arizona Organics yesterday, and oh my God, we got some good, I do remember which one we're doing today. We are reviewing Twinkie from Arizona Organics. So we are doing Twinkie concentrate from Arizona Organics here in about 15 minutes when we're done with this. Also wanted to tell you guys that I'm looking at changing my time. Good to know. Yeah, I'm going to be changing my times for the next couple of months. Instead of going on at 10, I'm going to go on at 11. It looks like I'm going to bring in somebody to help film and to do pictures, and they're going to be just the back end of the show for a little while. And I think that if we move the show to 11 instead of 10, that it would be a lot less stressful for me to try to, get everything set up and teach her and get everything going. So as always, guys, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. And don't forget to share this. We grow with you guys' sharing. So please share this to your social media accounts. Share it with your friends, family. And if you know of other medical marijuana patients that are looking to figure out a little bit more about the cannabis that they're smoking, hey, share it over to their page. It's something interesting. It's something documenting. I want this documented so that people can start understanding and seeing that we're all here just so that we can get healthier and feel better. And this family is about misfits, and we're the leadies. And that's what we do. So we always want to grow. So hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, I'm going to be back here in a minute. We're going to finish this bowl. We're going to do some concentrate. Oh, so yummy. So my husband got home last night and we did our first dab of the evening. And you guys know how you watch the scary movies and you see projectile vomiting? Oh my God, I projectile blew smoke out of my mouth last night so much and so bad and so far that we probably laughed for 20 minutes. I mean, it looked like I was like projectile vomiting smoke. It was so funny. Come on. So that's it for tonight. Oh, hold on. That is not it for yet. My pain level. Flour, I am sorry to say, takes a lot of flour to kill my pain. But I can tell you that my nausea is relaxing. I did eat a little bit of dinner last night. We had some tacos. I even made monkey bread and ate that last night. So it did help. My pain level now is about, I want to say an 8. I'm still pretty uncomfortable. It has started to relieve some. But for me, flour just, it's not enough. If it was a moon rock, that might do it because there's concentrate. There's a little bit thicker of a substance in there, a stronger of a substance. So that's why we do 2 reviews a day right now. I will see you guys back in 10. Mad love. Just wanted to say I love how informative your videos are, and thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Hey, you know something? It is my pleasure. About 3 years ago, when I was really trying to learn a lot more about cannabis, I was searching everywhere just to figure out the information about the cannabis that I wanted to use, and then found out that the sources that I was using weren't credible. If you've ever taken college classes or even in high school, you're going to find that when you use sources, you want credible sources to be able to use. So I found that as much as I like the Leafly app, which is wonderful as that Leafly app is, the actual information isn't exactly as credible as you'd like. So now I had to start moving and pulling information from 20 different sources. I am a Weed World magazine writer. I do reviews for Weed World magazine out of the UK. And so I had to find a way of getting factual information on every single strain out there, even the new ones, and then building a database of my own. So as you will see on freemycure.org, the database has already been started. It will tell you everything you want to know about that strain if it's on that site and if I can get the information. The information that I use, I try to get a hold of test results because I want it to be factual information. I want it proven. I don't publish test results. I used to. I thought about doing it and decided not to. And the reason why I decided not to is because I found that I was going to make a lot more enemies in this industry by publishing test results than by not publishing. And you ask me why. Cultivators are, and I'm one too, so please understand I'm the biggest baby of them all. We are babies. We do not like to hear anything bad about our babies, about our plants. We do not want to hear that it tastes bad. We do not want to hear, even if it is a factual test result. We were taught how to cultivate one way, and we know that it's good. We know that we get high. We know da-da-da-da-da. So it is, you make less industry, enemies in the industry if you don't publish those. So I don't publish them, but I do keep them. So I keep those records around. When I look for test results, I'm looking for the entire thing. I want to know the genetics. I want to know content, THC, CBD, CBN, or THCA. Because now we're working with flower. Before flower is burnt or heated, you have nothing but THC, THCA. You do not have THC until it is heated. So I'm looking at all these test results. One of my biggest things is carcinogens. The first time I was able to actually get a plant sent in for testing, I flipped out. I was at a carcinogen level of 22, which if you know what cultivation is on that, the carcinogen levels, you always add a 0 to it. So it's my carcinogen levels in my very first plant that I ever did was 220 carcinogens. So anything under 10,000 is good. Anything under 1,000 is phenomenal. However, I am personally at, I know somebody that was able to get his carcinogens down to 4. And that's who I'm in competition with. I want to see how low I can get my carcinogens down and how beautiful that bouquet of flower is going to be. And so that's why I will always test anything that I do. When I do sponsor these patients once a month, not only will you get the medicines, but you will also get the test results behind the medicines that I'm sending you. The reason why is because I want that education to go out there. I want people to understand that these fewer carcinogens is much, much, much more healthy than these massive carcinogen holders. And that's how we want to live. We want to live happy, healthy, and free. So that is it for now. I will be back with you guys in about 10-15 minutes, and we are going to review Twinkies from Arizona Organics. Thank you, thank you, thank you. High integrity caregivers, amazing, well done. Great stuff. You know you always get 2 thumbs up from me because it's always good. So I don't know what else to say. Mad love, guys. I will see you soon. Bye. Bye.